Dude, no, the worst kind of crack. No. Dude, the worst kind of crack. What's going on, fellas? And welcome back to another beautiful day over here at Skiffland. Today we have a lot of trailer adjustments to make, maybe some modifications, see if we can make this thing look a little bit better. As you can see right now, she's on stilts. She looks a little silly, a little awkward, very high up in the air. I need to take it to the boat ramp and put the boat in the water so that I can adjust these bunks, bring them all the way down and bring them a little closer in, I would say. Also, it's just a nice day to put the boat on the water, so I might do a little cruise around, at least around the ramp. I only have a few hours because I do have a pretty important appointment at the cardiologist, so I'm gonna try and get through this as quickly as possible. It's 12 o'clock right now. My appointment's at 3:30, so we're gonna see what we can get done. I'm gonna load up the tools, I'm gonna load up the boat and start cruising to the boat ramp. It's a beautiful day, man. So one way or the other, we're gonna have a good time out there. I'm actually not optimistic at all that any of these bolts are gonna break loose. So I don't know, worst case scenario, we just have a good time cruising around the boat ramp. But first things first, I need to try and move all this stuff around so I can get this boat out of here. I completely forgot that the other day on the water, I broke my tripod. So I gotta look into getting a new one of those as well. Right now, everything is gonna be pretty low. So hopefully it still looks okay. All right. One thing out of the way, I think I can kind of squeeze the skiff out now. Oh yeah. This trailer is so ginormous for this skiff, but hopefully we won't run into that same issue that we did with the other trailer. This one looks pretty beefy, so we should be all right. Alrighty. This one is out of the way. Do a little check around. Transom ties are good. The boat is pretty much on the bunks. Now I just have to load up the tools, bring some pretty big breaker bars. I don't even have an impact, dude. I definitely need an impact for this stuff, but I think a couple of these nuts might be breakable in a good way, not a bad way. Break them loose. So I think we should be all right, but they look pretty rusty. We'll figure it out when we get there. I don't want to overthink it. I just want to go for it. Skiff is hooked up, ready to go. These are the tools I'm bringing with me. A couple different socket sets, big breaker bar, hammer, pry bar. The basics, I would say. If you're new here, this is my other trailer. Definitely way more appropriately sized, I would say, but the tongue broke in half on the last time I took it out to the boat ramp. It was bound to happen sooner or later. You see all that? That's exactly how I was ripping it around on like the days leading up. So I mean, dude, it was bound to happen sooner or later. And then one of the bunks broke off. So I could either rebuild this trailer, or I spent, I think, $200 on this trailer. It just needs a little bit of adjustment. Nothing crazy, and then we have a nice beefy trailer that is perfect. There's a little bit of rust here and there, a little cancer on her, stuff like this over here, but nothing crazy. Nothing as bad as a broken in half tongue, let me tell you that. So I think we're good to go. Big Yeti 75 up there, ready to be loaded down with some drink. Dude, I want to fish this boat so bad. Man, it fishes so nicely, especially on a day like this, nice and crispy in the air, probably even crispier on the water. Throw on a light sweater, that's the best time to fish. But enough yapping, let's get underway. Let's start heading to the boat ramp. I know it's on stilts, but with it being up higher, I can see it perfectly in the rear view mirror. So, I mean, I'm gonna lower it for sure, but I am just saying, if I wanted to leave it like this, I think that would work. That'd actually be really nice. In today's news, I have some really good news. Me and my wife went and got an ultrasound for the new baby. We have an 8-month-old baby at home right now, and we are expecting our second baby. And today we went to one of those like third-party ultrasound places and just had nothing to do this morning, so we wanted to go see the baby, check up on the baby, and everything was good. Heartbeat was perfect, baby looked perfect. So I mean, I'm stoked. I just wanted to share that good news with you today. Considering our history, going to get ultrasounds is really nerve-wracking for us. So to leave with good news is just, dude, nothing else can go wrong today. You know what I mean? Anything can happen, and spirits are still high. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm stoked on it, and yeah, the sky's just a little bit brighter on a day like today. You know what I mean? It looked like everybody was fine. Everybody was just kind of standing around the car. There was no ambulances or anything, but the reason that I was kind of shook is because I don't know how you flip a car right there. Where I was, speed limit's 40 miles an hour, and it's pretty much light to light. There's not really a super long stretch. I want to know what happened right there, how you end up flipping. But dang. Anyways, I'm gonna stop at Publix and get some ice and some drinks and whatever. I'll probably be out here in the sun for a little bit, so I want to stay hydrated. But whoa, that I hate seeing stuff like that, dude. It looks so silly jacked up like this. I would be somewhat relieved to get this down low, but it pulled extremely smooth. Let me get this back over here. It pulled fantastic, almost like it wasn't even back there. You know how when you're done with a transaction or you're leaving a grocery store, they usually say, all right, have a good day, or see you next time, whatever. I finished the transaction. This lady said, all right, bye. I've never, dude, caught me off guard big time. I was like, bye. All right, bye. Go ahead, try and say, Hondas aren't manly, son. United States Coast Guard uses Hondas, son. How about that? Dude, what am I looking at right now? There's no boats going by. This is just pure nature causing this swell right here. The current is ripping. Dude, I don't know if it's translating well, but this is usually pretty flat over here. I'm not talking about the wakes that I see. I'm talking more so like it's moving fast. This water's moving south fast. Actually, it's moving north. Whatever. Yeah, water's looking crazy. I'm glad I only planned to keep it around the boat ramp. Dude, look. You probably can't tell, but it's pretty crazy compared to how it usually is over here. Dude, now that we have it out here, she's standing up tall. She's up there. She's up there. Need to drop that thing about 10 inches. Okay, boat is off the trailer. It started to float pretty nicely, but even when I was in there, the front half of the boat was pretty dry, so it was a little harder to push off. So all of that is going to be solved by lowering these bunks quite a bit. I think we're going to be able to lower them pretty easily. These bolts and nuts look pretty good, but as far as the angle, I think that's where I'm going to struggle quite a bit, because if you can see this hardware up here, that one's not that bad actually. The other side is atrocious though. I mean, dude, I don't know what I was seeing the other day. It's actually not that bad. I think when I put a breaker bar to these things, I think we should be all right. But dude, this trailer is actually pretty solid. Every time I look at it, it just gets a little better and better. Last call, if anybody wants to trade for a smaller trailer. This thing will hold a 17 or even an 18 skiff pretty nicely. I got the 16, and you can tell there's a lot more beef on there than what I need. So any takers want to trade before I start adjusting? No? Last call? All right, I'll get some tools out. Oh, dude, it feels so good outside. Little things like this. A month or two ago when I was working on the Jones brother trailer out here, I was sweating bullets, getting rained on. It was rough. But now I'm just fired up to get it done. This is how I've been setting up my breaker bar lately. I take the top half of my jack and I try and shove my ratchet in there. That's a little too beefy. Turn it upside down. Ugh. That should work, hopefully. Oh yeah, she's in there good. These first bolts are gonna tell us a lot. Oh dude, nothing. Easy work on this one. I contribute all success to breaker bar. Oh yeah, dude, nothing more satisfying than when you break one loose. That's fantastic. That is fantastic. All right, I wonder if I can get lucky up here. It's kind of a weird angle. Let me try and get on her. Because if I can flatten these out, that'll be fantastic. Oh, I didn't even realize we broke it loose. No shot, dude. That's great news. All right, so I mean, name of the game is we're gonna lower these, move them in a little bit, straighten these out, and then call it a day. Oh Lord. Oh my God. Dude, I'm gonna do this and then grab you afterwards. I wanna kill your eardrums. Okay, I got the first nut off. Pause. Going for the second one, a lot easier down here. Might I jinx myself and say this is kind of smooth sailing thus far? Definitely should not have said that in the realm of trailer work. Just wait till the last bolt. Just wait till the last bolt, I would say. Let me grab my hammer. All these boats behind me are just struggling to come back in. There we go. All right. Got one out. And we can straighten this up. That's fantastic. Get some of that rust out of there, whatever. All right. I'm gonna go do The back one, same thing back there. I'll check in with you if anything crazy happens, but otherwise. Wait, where'd that other nut go? Oh no, is it in here? No, it's not. Oh no. Where's it at? Dude, I'm missing a nut. Straight up. This is not good. I see a bunch of washers down here. No nuts. Did I grab it? What'd I do? Oh, dude, nut way over here. All right, now I'll pick up with you when I'm back. When I'm back to this side to put everything back together on this side. Hopefully nothing goes wrong, dude. I keep saying the wrong stuff. I do want to shout out Easy Loader Trailer Company for using the same nut size for everything. I could take this whole trailer apart with this one socket, so that's fantastic. I've put a socket on so many different things. It's all the same. It's all fantastic. But I figured I'd bring you over here just so we can hear them crack a little bit, you know? Oh, a little crack. It didn't have to crack free though, you know? That's the best part. Squeaking free though. All right, dude, I thought we were gonna get some good cracks. Let me see if there's a crack on the top one. Dude, no, the worst kind of crack. No. Dude, the worst kind of crack. Ah. Well, alrighty. Dang, I have dude, I don't know. I'm gonna have to think of something. Hopefully this other one down here comes off with ease. Remember what I said though. Don't ever get too confident working on these trailers. Trailer bolts, nuts, whatever. Don't get too confident. This U-bolt is what broke. I might have to rob a U-bolt from a roller or something on the trailer because at least the roller in the front, I don't believe the boat is ever gonna touch the roller in the front, or at least it shouldn't. So I might just take the roller off. Maybe. This is what I'm referring to up here. I might be able to just rob this U-bolt from this roller. I mean, to be honest, I'm probably never gonna touch either of these rollers. Maybe that one. That one should probably be on the other side. Maybe, I don't know, whatever. Forget it. I'm definitely gonna take a U-bolt from over here and then cross my fingers that the other ones here and here are all good. They don't break on me. But dude, I just keep jinxing myself, you know? Whatever. I'm also kind of running out of time, so I need to quickly do this. I robbed the front roller for another U-bolt. So we're back in business. Back in business. I'm gonna start adjusting and buttoning these things up. Still hoping for the best. Need my hammer again. Oh no. The nut back here was just spinning, so I thought we might be all right. But this actually seems to be in pretty rough shape. Oh, hit my noggin on that one. Yeah, it's just spinning. Nothing really going on back here. Maybe this is the one that I touched the other day and just kind of rode it off. I'll try and knock it a couple times. I don't want to break it though. This is in rough shape. Yikes. The other one's good. This one, not so good. I don't think there's anything I can rob for this. Pretty straight though. I think we'll be all right for at least the ride back. Something I'll worry about on another day, I suppose. I do need to bring it in though. I would say, yeah, something like that. And probably, I didn't need to go too much further in, just enough. Oh man, that bums me out pretty bad. Rats. See what I'm saying? These boats are just fighting the current so bad. You usually don't have to fight it at all on the way in right here. Pretty rough though. This is bad news. If I was keeping it up high, it'd be a lot more worrisome, but because it's down low, I might be able to get by with it for a little while and then just replace it on another day. But we'll see. We'll see once I have it all in. I'm actually getting down to the wire. This first one is all good, this first bunk, but this one I'm still working on it. I broke one of the bolts up here and both of the bolts back here, actually, so I had to take off that other roller just to have enough U-bolts and nuts to get it back on. So I'm about to race and get that back on because it's 2:54 and I have to be at my appointment at 3:30. So I'm gonna have to rush through this. It's actually been a really friendly day at the boat ramp. A handful of homies have pulled up and just chit-chatted for a little bit, which makes it really nice. I've been having a blast. It makes it a lot less lonely. Doing a little trailer work with the homies is always better. But I'm gonna rush through this. This is pretty sweet. That's the good life right there. Straight up tiki bar on the water. But okay, I need to bolt all this up, get my tools up. I gotta do that within like 15 minutes and get the boat out of the water. So I need to start rushing. I need to get to it. Everything's looking good though. Everything's nice and solid. Even that back brace ended up being really solid because it's fixed in place. So there's no movement on it. It's still all good. So I just need to race through, get this one done. I need to quit talking. I need to get working. I'll catch up with you in a second. At this point, I'm gonna be late for sure. I lowered the tower up here. Everything here is pretty level. It's closer together for sure. It's gonna be way more stable on the ride back. Is it a little off center? Not really, honestly. It looks pretty good. I had to get rid of that other roller to grab a U-bolt, but right now it's a lot better than it was. I moved this forward as well as down, so I think we're gonna have a way better stance. Like I said earlier, it dropped in the water just fine, so this is really just cosmetics. I mean, I had to push it off a little, but I usually have to push off boats, off of trailers. I don't know why. Whatever. Let me go grab it out of the water, and then we got to zoom to this appointment. Well, dag nabbit, it's 3:32 and my ETA is 3:50. So what is that? It's less than 20 minutes, like 18 minutes. So 18 minutes away, and I called ahead and I said, I'm so sorry, I'm running late. I just wanted to let you know I'm running late. My appointment was at 3:30 and I'm gonna be there at 3:50. So I guess 20 minutes. Let's just say 20 minutes. And she said, there's only a 15-minute grace period, so you're gonna have to reschedule. And I was like, oh man, there's no way I can just squeeze in there. It's only a 5-minute difference. And she said, no, there's only a 15-minute grace period. So I was like, all right, when is the next available? That's gonna be 47 days away is the next available. So instead of just squeezing me in, which I know is my fault, I tried to get out of there, but one thing led to another. If I got the boat on the trailer first try, then I probably would have made it within that 15-minute grace period. But that's not how it worked out. So bummer. All my fault, all my whatever is, I gotta wait. Now I gotta wait a long time. But I mean, I'm confident, I'm feeling good these days, so I don't feel it's very necessary to like force things in there to get in there right now. I'm feeling good. Okay, if you remember my Sea-Doo video from the other day, I'm feeling confident. And to be honest, I'm not even 100% sure what this appointment was for. I think it was just to discuss the last medication they put me on, which I stopped taking anyway. So maybe it's just for the best. Maybe it's for the best. Maybe I'll have more notes for them during this time, so I'm not looking at it as too much of an L. I guess right now though, I'm gonna cruise back to the shop. The boat is sitting on the trailer beautifully. I'm happy with it. I can still see it in the rear view quite nicely. So I didn't lose too much visuals on it. So I'm gonna keep cruising back to the shop, I guess. Bummer, because I left. I was gonna cruise around, have a good time on the water, but I guess, I don't know. Things happen for a reason. I'm gonna try and remember that. So I'm gonna cruise back to the shop, put the boat up, maybe tinker around with some things, and then call it. So I'll see you back at the shop. Just made it back to the shop. Trailer pulled fantastic. No complaints with the trailer at all. It sits on there nicely. It doesn't look cringy or like it's on stilts anymore. It looks great. It is a little more beefy, but I don't mind because, dude, these side steps are a luxury. I can just stand up here, get something from inside the boat, do some cleaning, whatever. So I'm not mad about it at all. See what she looks like from the front. Dude, she was on some stilts before. She kind of looks like she's still up there, but definitely not as crazy as before. Moving this back makes a lot more sense. It's I don't know, it's just a good stance now. I have no complaints. I also didn't run the motor in the water when we were at the boat ramp, but I figure, you know, she was in the water, whatever, might as well just flush her out. And with that being said, it's never a bad afternoon to hear and smell some two-stroke. So I kind of just sat here and took it all in. I got that's one of my favorite smells, just some two-stroke. But man, oh man, I don't even know what to say. We didn't really do much. Like, it was just kind of one of those boring days where we had to get some work done. I will say these transom ties, the ratchets over here, they're in a way better spot now because there's no metal on the boat. It's just straight up holding it down. So I'm stoked on that. I'm really stoked on these two steps right here. To have steps like that on a trailer for a skiff is a real luxury, in my opinion. I'm not gonna know how the trailer is until the next time I put the boat back on the trailer. because this time I think it was just user error. I was pulling it in a weird way, trying to rush it because I was trying to get to my doctor's appointment. But I don't know. I'll see what's up. I feel like I could widen those bunks just a little bit and it would be easier to pull the boat onto the trailer, but this is perfectly fine. She sits on there real good. Now I just have to take the hose and just spray down the trailer to prevent the rust from just spreading and spreading and spreading. So let me do that. Now that it's in here, dude, it's like slightly different. Slightly. But I mean, it's slightly different, but it's a huge difference. I don't know if that makes sense. To the naked eye, it probably doesn't look like that big of a change, but it's definitely that big of a change now that I'm standing next to it. The pole, the push pole, was coming up to like my neck. Now it's definitely makes more sense. Makes more sense. Okay. All right, now I'm actually stoked. From back here, I turned around and I looked at it, and it looked like it was still on stilts a little bit, which it kind of is. Whatever, dude. The reason that it's like that is because my U-bolts, I still had to go through the top and the bottom slot because they were a little bit too wide to just fit through one of the slots and actually put those bunks all the way down. But this is fine. This is perfectly fine exactly how it is right now. I have no complaints, no problems. So I'm perfectly, you know, I'm down to travel with this now. Got good wheels and tires, good leaf springs. The frame is super solid all the way through. The bunks are all good. Now we can take this out fishing with no worries at all. So I'm stoked about that. I'm gonna leave it at that though. Today was still a high note, okay? Still on cloud 9 because of that ultrasound. So all these little things, the bolts breaking, whatever, missing the doctor's appointment, whatever, couldn't phase me, brother, because I'm on cloud 9. And I'm gonna leave it there. Today was a good day. It was a little bit anticlimactic, but I'm still hyped that we got to hang out today. That's what it's all about for the most part. It's just about the hang, man. Hanging out with the homies, doing boat stuff, turning wrenches, whatever. I'm stoked that you got to this point. If you made it to this point of the video, you're a legend for sure. You're one of the true homies, so I really appreciate you. And I guess you know the deal. I'll be here same time tomorrow. I'll find something to do, man. We might take this out fishing. We might go look at another skiff. I'm itching for another skiff, man, so I'm looking everywhere, all right? I'm down for the drive. I'm down for the whole experience, going and checking out a project skiff, whatever. An update on the 22 Sea Chaser, they did not accept my lowball offer of $9,000, which actually I feel is a really, really respectable offer now. I wouldn't even call it a lowball, but they did not accept it. They didn't budge off of 9,500, and I was leaning more towards 8,000. Not because it's not worth 9,000, 10,000, whatever. It's just, I don't know. Something was just telling me that's not it. That's not the one. Because I was really sold on it at the beginning, thinking that it was just a turnkey boat, ready to go, no issues at all, no bird's nest. It's a really good looking boat inside and out. But once I looked at it more in depth, it was just more of a project than, because I could get a really sweet skiff for $9,000. So I'm just gonna keep looking, and I'm gonna enjoy the search, enjoy the journey, and hopefully you guys tag along with me. One of my favorite things to do is just go look at skiffs. I don't know. I make a thing out of it, I guess. It's a good time. So maybe I'll be doing that for the next couple of days. Maybe I'll be turning wrenches. I don't know. I literally wake up and I sit on the couch and go, what am I gonna do today? And then I think about it and try and figure something out. Try and make it a little entertaining as well, but it's all real stuff. That's why today wasn't super entertaining. It was just real. This is what I had to do today. I had to fix that trailer a little bit so it didn't look all wonky. Now, it kind of still looks wonky, but a better wonky, I would say. Looking at it from here, dude, it might be worth throwing a coat of black paint on there, or a coat of dark gray, something. Make it match the boat a little bit. That wouldn't take but, 30 minutes the next time I'm at the ramp. I'll think about it. I'm yapping. I appreciate you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Dude, my wife just called me with bad news. Actually, terrible news. Horrible news. Almost news bad enough to take me off of cloud 9. She called me and she said, I just have the worst news ever. Obviously, dude, my heart dropped. It's not that bad. It's not what you're thinking. It's not that bad. Dude, she said, I have the worst news ever. And I was like, okay. And she said that the baby was taking a nap, so she thought she would use this time to take a nap also. So she laid on the couch and she made it all quiet in the house and everything. And she said, somebody near us, and like one of our neighbors, whether below us or whatever, next to us, across from us, whatever, dude, low battery on the smoke alarm, so it's chirping. I said, well, I'm going through the whole apartment complex as soon as I get home, because when it comes to my sleep, it's like OCD, man. If that ceiling fan starts to make a tick, 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 whatever, I can't sleep. Dude, if anything, dude, my baby has one of those sound machines that just does white noise all the time, super loud. And it's weird because it's almost like it was recorded on a track. So instead of it being like every like maybe I don't know, 5 minutes, I would say, it'll go like it's replaying a track. Dude, I want to hit it with a hammer. So dude, I'm such a light sleeper as it is. Hearing that chirp, dude, that's not me. I can't do it. I don't care where it is, dude. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find the little chirp chirp when I get home, dude. I can't. That's terrible. It actually is terrible news. Nope. All right, wish me luck, man. Hopefully I can find it. I don't know. I don't know how some people can just live with it. Dude, if my smoke alarm ever starts chirping, I'm throwing porcelain plates at it until it shuts up. I don't know how people do it. It is what it is. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully with good news on this topic. Bye-bye. I was just turning the lights off in here, and I was just thinking that there's something that I've never shared with you guys, and I don't know if it's something that y'all have thought about while you've been watching or whatever, but the reason that I never show my baby is because there's people in my immediate family that don't get to see my baby. And it's a long story, and it's a really deep thing going on in my immediate family, but they don't get to see my baby. So it bums me out because I wish I could show that, and I wish I could, capture these moments and, you know, lock them down on a YouTube video to be there for forever and to look back on one day. But I can't do that, and it bums me out. Maybe in the future things will change and I'll be able to post memories with the baby. But for now, that's not the case. So I don't know if you've ever been curious why I don't show the baby. I guess also because I don't want to just put my baby all over social media and everything, but that's a smaller reason than me trying to honestly just keep her away from my immediate family until things change. So yeah, if you're ever curious, that's why. Anywho, not to get deep or whatever, but it is what it is. Hopefully things change one day, but today it is what it is. I'll see you tomorrow.